was diagnosed of cerebral malaria at Bagada General Hospital because I was brought in from an hospital in Osun State down to Bagada General Hospital. My name is Shakirat. I'm a single mom. I have a daughter named Aliyah Oluwashemilore. I had her when I was in school. The pregnancy journey was tremendous. It was something that I wouldn't want to remember because I was supposed to be schooling, facing my studies when I got pregnant. I got sick eventually, and I was in coma, but the situation was so bad that it became a 50-50 chance. But fortunately for us, I was able to scale through. So after I was discharged, I was told to be coming for my PCV. It's a blood level sort of a thing, which I go every week. So when my blood was normal again to the volume that it's supposed to be, I stopped. But there was no prep talk on what my condition was or what I'm supposed to expect with the child that I was carrying then. So I just felt everything is normal and I went back to my daily life. But the doctors there didn't prep me on the condition of the child that I'm carrying, what might be the outcome or some things. Maybe she has been affected one way or the other. I wasn't aware at all. So I carried the 9 months fully. I had her at a private hospital. She came out well. She looks beautiful. She was chubby, While she was growing, I realized that when it was time for her to be feeding on cereals, it was difficult for her to actually swallow. So I had to boil the golden moon over the stove, so to make it watery like a pap before she could actually swallow. So that was when I started noticing her. Then if I have to get a 25 gram of Indomie, it takes us about 5 days for her to finish it because I have to be giving it to her drop by drop. If it is too much, she just throw up. Then I also noticed that she was not responding to sound. If she sleeps, she sleeps. Yes, I have a parent, but we had a fallout when that pregnancy issue came in. And our father that we were staying together is an orphan too, so we were just by ourselves. So there was a day I took her to my parents' place. I had her on my laps, and my stepmom said, "Bi omo yen sile, let her sit, put her down." I said, "She's not sitting yet." She said, "What?" "She's not sitting here." "Oṣù mélòó ni? That's how many months is she?" I said, "She's going to a year old." She said, "Put her down." Then I placed her on the floor. She was, moving forth and back, but she didn't fall. Then eventually, she had her 2 arms sprawled in front of her. She was there for some minutes, and she started crying. My stepmom said I should just let her be. I wanted to lift her up, but she said I should just let her be. She was there for close to 25 minutes, crying, and eventually she raised her head and she sat upright. That was how I repeated the sitting position for her. That was how she started sitting. After her sitting, I also noticed that if she wants to sleep while sitting, she just fall asleep. She doesn't know how to, roll over or turn herself to sleep by herself. She just, except she's so deeply asleep that she just fall off unconsciously. Time for her to walk, she wasn't walking. So it took us about 2 years, 4 months before she started walking. So during that time, I had to take her back to General Hospital. We saw a pediatrician who referred her to a physiotherapist. So from the physiotherapy, I started doing some therapies on her. So there's this tricycle, bicycle that she pushes. So everything they does with her, when I get home, I repeat the same thing for her. Eventually, at the age of 3 years, 4 months, she took her first step. And from that first step, she started walking. Then we had to start the process of the hearing. So I went to BSA Hearing and Speech Center. When we got there, she was assessed. So a full audiological test was condoned, and the result came out that is either she go for surgery or we go for hearing aid, BTE hearing aid. That hearing aid that's behind the ear hearing aid. So all this while, I got to know that she was suffering from cerebral palsy. So this cerebral palsy actually affected her left side of the brain, so which gives her squint in her eyes, in her left eye. The functionality of her left arm to the right one is poor. It's just about 3/5 to the right one. Then the left leg too, she drags it. It goes stiffens at times. So the paralysis is just on the left side. So when she walks, the gait is not that perfect. So if you don't take a look at her closely, you hardly know. And then the neck too is not, her neck is not standing straight too. Sometimes she tends to, deviate the neck to the left side. Because sometimes ago I realized that she was using the right part of her body to support the left one. So she's more conscious of her right side of the body than the left one. So we were able to do the audiological tests at the ENT center in Atikeja. So the surgery, it was giving us an option of doing a surgery that would cost about 10 million. That the hospital is at Ikeja, if that's what I want to go for. Or I go for an hearing aid, behind a ear hearing aid, that will cost about, I think, 600 or 600 plus. Back then, that was 2014. So we couldn't, and speech therapy to augment the hearing aid. So I go back home. I told the dad what transpired between myself and the doctor and all that. All he said was that he couldn't afford it. Said, okay. I called a younger sister of mine. She talked to one of our lecturer. So he gave us a letter to take to Ajeromi Feludun local government, that the chairman there happens to be a compound family friend. So that was how we began the journey of hearing aid. So we got there. You know how local government chairmen are, they're always busy, one meeting or the other, so we just keep going. Sometimes the goal is not available, sometimes we're almost there, the secretary just called, it's not coming today. Sometimes we are there, you're sitting for hours and she are not attended to. But eventually, God came through for us. He gave us about 200,000 check to assist. I went to NASFAT. I was able to get assistance from NASFAT because my father's friend, his wife, happens to be one of their committee there. So she told them our story and they contributed some amount for us, coupled with the 200 that we already had. And the ones we'll be collecting, we're able to get the hearing aid. Then eventually breakup happened between myself and the father, that we just have to go our separate ways. So she was with me. So we were having issues with accommodations back then too. A neighbor took us in with Aliyah then. So I got a job at Diamond Bank. Then it was Diamond Bank at Alagomeji branch. I was a marketer. So that's how we've been running our life. And the father, yes, he gives her 5,000 naira every month for feeding. He pays 30,000 naira per term for her schooling. Then sometimes if he comes to say hello to her, 1,000, 2,000, that's what he gives. Some festive period, he could drop 5,000, 10,000 for clothes, as occasionally. So eventually I left my neighbor's place, was able to get an accommodation. So we're in that if I could too. Things were a bit easier. Eventually I graduated at the Yaba College of Technology. So we are still here. You can say she's beautiful. She can cook noodles for herself now. She can eat a whole bowl of noodles without throwing up. And she can bathe herself, cream herself. She's growing into an adult now. She'll be 16 by next month. She takes care of herself whenever a circle arrives. So I just need to provide the basic things, and she does it perfectly for herself, and that's just about it. And she likes food. Swallow, especially, she likes food. So when you cook good food for her, she likes it. She gives you thumbs up. She's very sensitive. If I'm down, she tells me what happened. I tell her nothing. She tells me there's nothing. Smile, so then I smile, But children like her, you can't break down in their presence. You just have to mask whatever it is you are going through at the moment. So that's what I do for her. We stay together, we live together, we are still together. I would like to appreciate Special Foundation for coming in at this time that we needed them the most. Their help will be a tremendous one that will lift a lot off my shoulder. Thank you so much. May God continue to enlarge your coast. May He continue to increase you in wealth. And everything you lay your hands on will continue to prosper too. We can't thank you enough. On behalf of myself, Aliyah, and my family, we say thank you to you. God bless you.